Hello everybody and welcome back to Brailsford Works Refinish. Today I've got a huge project. It is probably the biggest project I've ever done and one I was very proud of. And let's get started with it. So I had purchased many board feet of variety of exotic hardwoods, and I had cut them all into random strips, and here I am displaying them. I got some walnut, some cherry, some oak, some padauk, some purple heart, some wenge, some zebra wood, and some canary wood. And I took them all and I randomized them and I glued them all into boards. I tried to arrange them in such a way that I got maximum benefit out of contrasting woods being up against each other. I glued up many boards using up every last strip of the wood that I had cut. From there I ran them through my planer to make them nice and flat, and after that I took them over to my table saw and cut that into strips. These strips were mainly about 2.5 inches wide, and I cut as many as I could out of them. I took those individual 2 to 2.5 inch strips and I glued those into pairs. Those pairs I put into a big stack and clamped them all together so they glued up all at one time. Now it's time to start cutting segments, and these are going to be 18 segment rings. So that first ring I cut from a single board, but after that I randomized them from many different boards. I wanted this vase to be as randomized as I could possibly get it. Here I'm dry fitting the rings, see how they're going to come out, and they end up being nice and tight. Here I am getting ready to do what I had said, where I'm randomizing the cuts on all the rest of the rings. Here you can see I have everything stacked up by ring number, and now it's time to start gluing them. From there it was time to run them through my drum sander, get them all nice and flat. From there, it's time to start gluing the rings up together, and I ended up doing these in 3 separate stacks, which I glued together after the fact on the lathe itself. Now that that first section is glued up, let's move on to gluing up the next part. This section is going to be the top of the vase, and I'm going to add a last ring of solid Padauk. I'm going to dry fit these, see how it's going to end up looking. It's time to start turning in earnest, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a plug in the very bottom ring. That's all I've got mounted up right now. I have it on a glue block, and I am about to add the plug of walnut at the very bottom. For the rest of the turn, I'm going to have limited interruptions. I will make a few comments, but just enjoy the turn. The pattern that ended up emerging from all those thin strips was absolutely amazing. I added finish to the inside of each section as I went along. It's time to glue on the next section. I added bar clamps to this because it really needed the extra clamping power. So on this lathe is my Laguna 1836. It has an 18-inch swing, and because this vase used up every inch of my capacity, I couldn't use a steady rest. Also, I didn't have a steady rest, so I decided to do something different. I made a plunger. I used a live threaded tailstock adapter where it attached, and it held the vase just fine.
So how flat you got to get it before you do the real deal in there?
Well, I mean, this is the real deal.
Oh, so that's what you do the insides with?
Yeah, well, that's what. Well, I would be using the gouge
Right.
if I was able to not have this in the way.
Oh yeah, right.
But this is usually used for when you're cutting in, like inside, and you can't. And I'm reaching back in behind a hole like this.
Yeah.
That's what this is for.
Okay.
But it's the longest handle I got, and it's got the carbide tip, and I could reach straight back and work this. Then I'll have to, once I get some weight off of it, after I take the inside and then I work on the outside.
So you use that to make it as smooth as it is right in the back right there?
Yes. Well, I get it to where it needs to be, and then I'll sand it.
Right, okay.
Those were some mighty expensive shavings. So I ended up turning the top section separately and then glued it on after the fact. I feather them in after they're glued together.
got it glued up. I just got to feather in the top and the bottom. Tomorrow, sand it up, and I'll have to finish the top and the bottom, but this thing is getting closer to being finished all the time. I'm pretty happy with this.
Coming up, I came close to ruining the whole thing. It survived just fine, and now it's time to put on some finish.
So, this is the final product. I'm very happy with this. I've got probably 15 different varieties of wood in it. I've got wenge, I've got purple heart, I got padauk, I got walnut, cherry, I've got canary wood, I got zebra wood, I got maple, and you know, some oak even in here. So I might be missing a couple, I'm not quite sure, but that's the bulk of it at any rate. So I'm very, very pleased with this. So if you like any of my content, please take a look at some of my links you'll see around me. Please click that like and subscribe button, I would appreciate it. And leave a comment, and I'd love to know what you think. At any rate, y'all stay safe, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
So this is where she lives, in the main lobby of the Rex UNC Hospital in Holly Springs, North Carolina.